This video will describe the Set Nominal Indices button. Before we look at this, I'd like to review briefly. You may recall that in the semantic representations, every noun has what we call a noun list index value. If we rest our cursor here, that has a noun, this word fruit has a noun list index value of 6. The sentence is saying, and trees will produce fruit that contains seeds. So we have trees will produce fruit, and then this relative clause, the fruit will contain seeds. And the way we know that this is a relative clause with a head noun, and the way we can identify the NP-rel is by the noun list indexes. So here we see that fruit has a noun list index value of 6, and fruit again has a noun list index value of 6. Sometimes you'll need to write rules that use those noun list indices. And we can do that by coming here. Let's select nouns, X, Y, Z. Let's build our input structure. Noun phrase with the noun, then a relative clause, noun phrase with another noun. So we can use this button, Set Nominal Indices. When we click on here, then we need to click on a noun. And we can say no index or I. We have 9 values here for you. Let's select I. And we'll see a little I appear down here, showing the noun list index. If we want this noun to be the same noun list index, and we click here again, and we again select I. If we want these to be, if we want to guarantee that these are 2 different nouns, then we can select J. Let's select a different one, K. So now these are 2 different nouns. But if we want them to be the same, we select the same index value. And then let's go to the output structure. You only see the indices in the input structure. You don't see them down here. That's not necessary. And let's say we want this rule to delete this target noun. So we'll go here, we click the Generate button. Trees produce fruit, and now that noun is deleted. It's no longer here. Now, by the way, whenever a rule deletes a constituent, normally there's a pop-up describing the history of every word, the history of every constituent. But if we delete a constituent, there's no place to show that history. So what we do is we transfer the history of that word to the preceding opening clause boundary, whether it's a main clause or a subordinate clause. So if we rest our cursor here at the history level, we see the first line, fruit, the word fruit, deleted by structural adjustment rule, nominal issues, XYZ, structure 1. And that's the rule that we just wrote. So coming back, you can again set the nominal indices later if you want to clear them. You can say no index, and now there's no index, etc.